animation world has been working hard to ensure biases, preconceived notions, and stereotypes don't impede on our hiring process. Our recruiting agent removes names and references to the candidate's race, religion, age, or gender. Our blind interviews were going well. One candidate stood out more than any other candidate. I knew our manager would be interested. The interview turned out to be somewhat weird. The manager could not make eye contact with the candidate, did not allow them to completely answer questions, and he rolled his eyes to a few of the candidate's responses. After talking to Christopher, our diversity consultant, I learned the manager's actions were called micro-iniquities. The manager's behavior threw me off because the man behind the resume was 35 years of age, did not have a noticeable intellectual or physical disability, the same ethnicity of the manager, and married with children. It shouldn't be any diversity disconnects to consider. Later that day, we joined some coworkers for lunch. We discussed what our childhoods were like. The manager told us his mom wasn't active in his life because of a weight issue due to a thyroid disease. Most of his life, his mom sat in a chair and ordered her children to do things around the house she couldn't do. It hit me that our ideal candidate was a person of larger stature. The manager struggled with sizeism due to his upbringing. I didn't know how to handle this, so I called Christopher. Christopher helped me to see our manager did not develop his biases from preconceived notions or stereotypes. The root of his biases had been an actual personal experience. Christopher reminded me of a seminar he did on the science behind diversity and inclusion. We learned about emotional intelligence and the effects it has on diversity and inclusion. Emotional intelligence is the ability to identify your emotions, the emotions of others, and distinguish between emotion and reality. Christopher reminded me it was important to be mindful of my dialogue and my approach. However, as the chief of diversity, it is not my job to perform as a counselor or psychiatrist. Instead, I have a responsibility of ensuring we approach diversity and inclusion with self-awareness, the right motivation, empathy for others, strong social skills, the ability to regulate our emotions. I kept these 5 essentials as my main talking points as I discussed the manager's tendencies towards sizeism. He was able to recognize his unconscious biases and has agreed to accept more accountability in interviews. Thank God Christopher was available to walk me through it. If you need a keynote speaker, consultant, or leadership coach, call Tony 770-294-0860 or email Christopher@christophercoleman.net.